is Adeoye Temilade. I'm in SS2A. I am 14 years old and I attend the Commerce Model College. The name of my story is titled The Tale of a Widow. My story starts off with Inuade, who is the main character of my story. She was a beautiful young... The Tale of a Widow. Of a Widow. The Tale of a Widow. My story starts off with Inuade, who is the main character of my story. She is a beautiful young girl who was loved by many in her society, in her village, Ekuke. She was known for her generosity and her humility, and many men made advances towards her. One of these men was Ajadi, the famous hunter. He made many advances towards Inuade, who responded with equal favor. Very soon after, the both of them got together. They started dating and they agreed to get married. They informed their parents of their decision to get married, and their parents gave them their consent. After they got married, trouble began to brew in their marriage because of Inuade's inability to get pregnant, and Ajadi's mother decided to bring in a second wife. The second wife's name was Idera. Idera got pregnant after a short while, and she felt as though she had the upper hand because she was the one who was carrying Ajadi's heir. Ajadi also started to treat Inuade poorly because of her inability to get pregnant. Because of this, Inuade consulted her father, who was the village chief priest, Ayode, to help her invoke the oracle in order for her to get pregnant. And after this, she got pregnant. After a while, Idera, who is the second wife, gave birth to Ajadi's first heir, who was named Adigun. And shortly after, Inuade also gave birth to a male heir, who was named Aremu. The two boys grew up to love each other and they were very close, despite the hostility between their mothers. But Idera was displeased about this, and so she fueled Adigun's ego by telling him that he was one who would inherit his father's properties. She also lied to him that Ajadi preferred Aremu, who was the son of Inuade, over him, and soon after, the two boys became sworn enemies. They hated each other so much. This sudden transition was concerning for Ajadi, who always thought his two boys were close. After a while, Idera started to plan how she would kill Ajadi in order for her son, who was the first heir, to get Ajadi's wealth as soon as possible. So after this, Idera killed Ajadi. But the way she killed him, she poisoned the food Inuade made such a way that Inuade was one who was blamed for killing Ajadi. Inuade was immediately locked in a room and her son Aremu was flogged. They were also sent to the king's palace in order for them to be killed publicly the next day after. But after this, Inuade's father, who was the village chief priest, Ayode, was summoned to the king's palace, and he decided to hold a trial for both wives because he was unconvinced that his daughter would kill her husband, who she so much loved. So when Ayode was holding the trial, Idera started to fidget. She became nervous because she knew that it would then be revealed that she was one who actually killed Ajadi. So she told the truth. Idera was publicly killed the next day and her son was banished from the story. Inuade and her son were freed. Then we'll move to the second phase of my story, which is a poem titled The Widow's Cry. This is when Inuade begins to feel the loneliness and when she starts to adjust to the life of a widow. In the poem, it was very much shown how much Inuade was sad and lonely and forlorn. The main story of my entire poem is centered on widowhood, which is a core subject in our Nigerian culture. Now, widowhood is not the problem, but the problem is how widows are treated after their husband dies by the husband's family. So I want everyone to learn from this story and to sympathize with widows. That is why my story is titled The Tale of a Widow. Thank you. Adeoye Temilade. Adeoye Temilade. Temilade. The Overcomers Model College. The Overcomers Model College. Yes, Model College. DE. Overcomers. Yes.
Model college. That's around Savannah?
No, around Akobo Ojure. Maybe there's another one.
Okay.
SS2A.